This week, I get completely suckered, which, funny enough, falls into one of most British problems ever. There's a confession that generally stopped me in my tracks. Someone pretended to be their late dad's ghost. But there's a twist to the story. We also got an Am I the A-hole where a student films their teacher. Is it approved? Plus, it's my birthday week, bit of reflection, little bit of chat, and the usual nonsense. Let's get straight into it. It's episode 210. Stand by me. So, it was my birthday this week, or a weekend, should I say. Did I celebrate it? Kind of. Did I let everyone on Facebook know? I didn't this time. I turned off the feature to let everybody know it's my birthday. But I think people could still send me messages, which I did receive. I received quite a few. It just takes forever to reply back to everybody, innit? To say thanks for the wishes, appreciate it, mate, hope you're well. That's what I was doing on my birthday. I did go out for the day, took the kids out more or less, went to Chinatown in Birmingham, went to a little place where you can pick up toys from a claw machine. I spent a lot of money in there. I spent about 40 quid. 40 quid, a lot of money. I mean, 20 quid, first of all. That went within 5 minutes. Couldn't believe it. Another £20 on top. There we go. 40 quid. Won a couple of plushie toys. Had some goes on some games. Had a couple of arcade machines. They didn't last very long, I'll be honest. Before I knew it, the game was over. Couldn't believe it. I suppose they've got to make their money somehow. So that's what I did. And then I did a gig in the evening. Ended up doing a little spot in the Wirral. That was all right. Yeah, so that was something nice to do. So it was my birthday weekend. What else did I get up to? Went to get some food on my birthday. My kids wanted a thing called Wingstop, which is basically like chicken and stuff. My daughter wanted it more than anything else. I fancied a Chinese. So being in Chinatown, thought, let's get a proper Chinese. There's loads of Chinese restaurants around there that I could choose from. My daughter wasn't really feeling it, and I could tell. The thing is, though, when you look at menus, there's so much to choose from. And you're just there for ages, aren't you? So we walked around Birmingham city centre, wondering what to get. Then I was like, oh, let's go to Five Guys. That's a burger joint. We ended up in there, and I've never had Five Guys before, and I don't know if I'd have it again. It's just so expensive, and I thought, could have just got the same thing from McDonald's. People have told me that Five Guys chips are really nice, and they're all right. They're nothing special. They're just like normal skin-on fries. And I think, wow, these Five Guys places must make a whole heap of money. Next time, I think I'd get something else. But today, a cousin of mine came over from the United States, and he likes fish and chips. So whenever he comes to the UK, that's all he wants. He wants fish and chips, doner kebab, stuff like that. He loves it, man. Because in the US, you don't get it. He said there's nowhere to get chips. Funny enough, he's actually staying in London, so he's come down for work. He said there's no fish and chip shops in London. Couldn't believe it. Now when he says in London, I think he means central London. He said he couldn't find it anywhere. It was just fries and, burgers and fried chicken and stuff like that. He goes, there's no chip shops, which is mental. How does London not have any fish and chip shops? I don't get it either. But yeah, so that's what I've been doing this week. Thought I'll let you guys know. I don't know how long this podcast is going to last because I have no idea. I am recording it late, as usual. Been absolutely busy, folks. You know, almost completed the house. I keep saying that. Every episode, it's almost done the house. Still doing it. I've got loads of furniture to move at the moment, so getting the carpet fitted in, finally. That will be on Monday. That's only half of the house. And then, yeah, so I've just got, I'm dreading it. That's why I thought, let me record it late. Kids are in bed now. Kids are knackered. My daughter had a little celebration as well. It's her birthday week. She turned 17 in a couple of days. So we're only like 6 days apart, me and my daughter. I used to celebrate my birthday with her, but because she's got to that age now where she just wants to do her own thing, she doesn't want to celebrate it with her dad. You know what I mean. Talking about celebrations, let's go straight into it and let's do a topic. It's time for a confession. Confessions to preach, red is the day. I've messed up the whole wording. It's confession time. Who has put up today's confession? It is not enough rocks. Not enough rocks. Why aren't there not enough rocks? Maybe there's too many stones. Let's see what this confession is. Pretended to be my dad's ghost. And may have inadvertently saved my brother's life. You pretended to be your dad's ghost? I've got to find out what happened. So his dad died when he was 13. Sorry to hear that, mate. And my brother was 15. A few weeks or months after he died, I got this weird urge to pretend to be his ghost. So that my mum and brother would be comforted. That's funny. My brother and I both had the same brand stereo, and so both of our remotes were interchangeable, and there was a crack between his door and frame that allowed me to control his stereo from outside the door with my remote. So I got the idea to tiptoe up to his door one night and play my dad's favourite song, Stand By Me by Benny King, on his stereo. I'd gone into his room earlier that day to check the CD to see which number the track was, so I'd do it 3 or 4 times in a row and then go back to bed. He doesn't mention anything the next day, and I pretty much forget about it until about 15 years later, when my brother and I started talking about depression and suicide. One day he confessed that he almost shot himself right after Dad died. I asked him what pulled him back, and he looks me dead in the face and says he had the gun in his hand when all of a sudden Stand By Me started playing. I sat there frozen. What's even more spooky is that he continues to tell me that's the first time it played that night. He unplugged the stereo, and as the plug was in his hand, it played again and again. To this day, I haven't told him, and I won't ever tell him. Oh, that's brilliant. So he almost shot himself. Wow. And just imagine, you was meant to play that. I think your dad made you play that song. I think that's literally what happened. And you saved his life. Well, you and your dad saved his life. Oh, God, that's an amazing story, that is. There is more to this. Not Enough Rock says, I did something similar with my mum, but this has already gotten way longer than I expected. So if it picks up traction, I can tell that story too. If people want to hear it, yes, I want to hear it. I want to hear what happened, what you did to your mum. Funny enough, he's done a mum story. This is his mum story. So, okay, here's a story about my mum. My dad was cremated, and his urn stayed on my mum's dresser. I snuck in 2 or 3 nights and moved the urn to her bedside table. What's super weird about this is something similar happened. Nothing came of it, but years later, she told me not only did the urn move, but that it was also glowing. Wow. Well, there you go. You and your dad are up to tricks. I think he's making you do all these things. Literally, not enough rocks. Those are great memories, man. I'm glad that you tried to keep your dad's spirit alive by entertaining your brother and your mom. I think that's quite an amazing story, what you did. If you have any more, I would love to know. So, Not Enough Rocks is literally a legend. Well done, thank you. Appreciate that. Now, I can't think. I'm trying to think. Have I ever pretended to be a ghost or a spirit of somebody else? I haven't really done it. The only thing that I've done, but I absolutely petrified the living daylights out of my own children. I remember when they were young and they were playing in my daughter's bedroom. That was my son and my daughter. And for some reason, I don't know why, but I decided to sneak into their room because the lights were off. I sneaked into the room and I quickly got myself into the bed, should I say. And they didn't even know I was there. And then all of a sudden, I could hear my kids laughing and giggling and, they're messing around. This is when they were like 3, 4 years old. I don't know what made me do it, guys. But I went out of the quilt. I come out of the quilt and I went, boo! Oh my God, my daughter and my son was screaming like they're being murdered. Oh my God, they were crying and crying, and I was like, I didn't even feel bad. I just kept laughing like an idiot. That's a different kind of scare, innit? Oh, I do regret that. I've never asked them if they remember it, because I don't want them to remember it. I thought I scarred them for life, honestly. Oh, man. I do love Not Enough Rock's story though. Oh, there's something else I wanted to mention. Scam callers. Why do scam callers think it's okay to call you? Got a scam call off this company, right? Mobile company called EE. And she was like, "Oh, hello, I'm from EE. You're due an upgrade on your network." And I was like, "I'm not on EE, I'm on 3. And she went, yeah, we can do that as well. And I thought, how can you do that as well? You either work for EE or you work for 3. Which company do you work for? She was like, oh, I'll call you back. She was obviously from India trying to scam me. I thought, they don't give up, do they? I said, listen, I'm busy at the moment. This was on my birthday. I said, I'm out. I'm doing stuff with the kids. I haven't got time to chat. Oh, when shall I call you back? And I said, call me back in about 2 hours. I should have just put the phone down. I mean, the thing with the mobiles now, it tells you when you're going to get a scam caller calling you. I'll just seem to answer it. I don't know why. Maybe because nobody rings me and I've got no one else to speak to. But to be honest, I don't know why I do it. But the funny thing is, I block the number. And then they try calling me from another number. And again, it will say scam caller. And then I've blocked that one. And then another one will come through. And I think, it's the same woman. She's not going to give up until she tries to get money off me. So I'm wondering whether I should just answer the call and say, listen, stop calling me. I'm not going to fall for your tricks. I'm not going to give you all my bank details. So you can, scam me, basically. I don't know why I had to tell you that, but I had to talk about something. I mean, I even went through my Facebook timeline. What have I done this week? Nothing. I ain't done nothing. So talking about nothing, let's do something. Let's do Am I the A-hole? A-hole, am I an a-hole? Yeah, am I an a-hole? There we go. Put up by somebody called Simbidkinkiami. Simbidikidimi, whatever their name is. That's their name. Am I the a-hole for filming my teacher's voice to prove a point to my mother that the school is lying? Is the school lying? Now, funny you say that. My daughter goes to college, high school in America. She gets letters and she gets text messages. Well, I get them, should I say. And they say, oh, your daughter didn't attend class today. I thought, oh, what? Why isn't she attending? Then I message her going, I've got a message from your college saying you didn't attend one of the lessons. She's like, I did. They're lying. This sounds like a very similar thing. Let's see what happened to this person. They're a 15-year-old female. Happy birthday. I've been getting yelled at by my math teacher. My daughter hates maths. Let's call her S for stupid. And it's not just me, it's the entire class. Like getting a question wrong or talking when she's outside of the room. I have PTSD from things my parents did that was put into school record when I came to this school. I'm in 8th grade now. My therapist and psychiatrist put into my record stating that I need headphones because the teachers are yelling. Causes anxiety to flare up. Well, one night my teacher was yelling at me. Again, I put my hand on my ear. I did have my headphones on, but I was scared to put them on because I thought she might break them. She yelled at me, take off, hand off your ear. I'm not yelling that loud. While she's yelling. I was filming on my phone, either that for the incident or a different one. Because the night before, I had asked my mum if the school tried to deny the fact that teachers yell. She said they did, so I asked if she'd be okay with me filming on my phone if the teacher starts yelling. So her mum says, yeah, do it. I filmed on my phone when she was yelling and also how loud the cafeteria was. I had certain friends who knew I was filming but weren't in my math class. My math teacher has no idea I filmed her voice, not her face in brackets. My history teacher confirmed later it's okay to film in public places. I know there are schools that consider classrooms private. Mine is one of them. So I showed my recording to my mother. Oh, what did your mum say? Once I had it at my math teacher yelling, am I the a-hole, basically, for filming my maths teacher's voice? Without permission, maybe, but I know you're trying to make a point that you've got PTSD. Doesn't help when your teachers are shouting or yelling, which causes more anxiety for you. So you wanted to catch the evidence so you could show your mum. Are you an a-hole for doing that, though? She does say, or do I just need to be charter schooled because I can't handle any of my teacher's authority? So you trying to say, do you need homeschooling? Is that right? I don't know what charter school means. But are you the a-hole for filming your teacher? I'm not sure. I think maybe you're just crossing boundaries, more or less. But I know you're trying to show your mum that they do yell at you. It's hard because you're not filming them. They could be yelling at someone else and they can say, I was yelling at somebody else. You're in a school. They're noisy environments, but I think maybe you need to speak to your principal about it or whoever else is a higher authority in that part of... I don't really know the American school, how it works, but there's got to be somebody higher than a teacher that you can talk to. There must be counsellors or some kind of thing. But have you already showed the video to your mum? That's what I want to know. What does your mum say about it? Or that would be quite interesting. She does say, if you all want to see the video, DM me so I can tell you what my YouTube channel is. I posted it with mum's consent because I didn't film any faces. I filmed voices. Now I'm interested. I want to know what your YouTube channel is. Just so I can hear your teacher. I bet they sound like every other teacher. I bet they sound like parents, don't they? Teachers are literally parents. But, like, they're not your mum and dad, but we got to... They're like your auntie, innit? Or your uncle. That's what they're like. I remember when my teacher used to yell at me. And I'd get I didn't get annoyed. I would get upset because I had a lot of respect for my teachers. Some of them were all right, but one or two were, yeah, it's different nowadays. See, back in my days, we never had mobile phones, so we weren't able to film our teachers. We weren't allowed to do it. I think if I was still at school, they would have banned the mobiles. Haven't they banned phones in America, though? Or am I thinking of something else? I'm sure there was, or was it social media? I know some phones in the UK now are starting to be banned. I believe they're taking the Australian strategy. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that's what's happening. I'm sure it is. I could be wrong. I don't know. I don't know what I'm talking about. But anyway, I hope you sort it out. What was your name? Simbidi Kiami. Maybe I said it right now. Simbidi Kiami. Anyway, there we go. Trouble in school. What can we do? Hey, my battery's on 20%. Can you believe that? 20%, which means I've got to crack on with this podcast, unfortunately, folks. And it's already getting late here in the UK, and I'm feeling kind of tired. So I do need my beauty sleep. But you know what? I love doing this episode. When I say episode, I mean this particular topic, British problems. British problems. We've got so many issues, we don't know what to do about it or who to complain about it to. Of course we can. On Reddit, on British problems. Yes, that's what we're doing today, folks. Today's British problem has been put up by somebody called Old Father Thames. What a great username. Old Father Thames. British problem is new restaurants don't display their menus outside. Is this a true thing? Newer restaurants can't be bothered to put their menus outside. Oh, you've got to scan the QR code. It all comes up on there. You can order online. You can get it delivered to you. Whatever you fancy. This is what Old Father Thames is saying. A bit of Googling assures me that this is still the law, but without any exact reference. So in the past few weeks, a number of restaurants have opened up in my town, and most don't bother to list what they are actually selling or the price. That's where they catch you out, Old Father. You go inside, you order whatever like that happened to me, man. And when there's no menu outside Five Guys, come to think of it, I went into Five Guys for my birthday, thought, oh, it'll be reasonably priced. Couldn't believe it when I was on the screen. And I didn't want to, I saw the guy before me. He was ordering on the screen, right? And there was only 3 of them. And his bill come up to like £60. And I thought, oh, maybe he's ordered lots of food. So when it was my turn, and I was like, what do you want, kids? I want a burger. Right, the burger's a tenner on its own. Friggin' hell. What do you want, fries? Yeah, which one? Loaded fries. How much is that? £8. You're joking? And then you want a drink. And by the time he got to mine was like 60-something pound. And I couldn't be bothered. I was hungry. And I thought the kids were hungry. It's my birthday. Stop complaining about money. Treat yourself. I ordered the food. As you already know, if you listen at the beginning of this podcast, wasn't all that. Didn't think it was all that. So yeah, come to think of it, Five Guys don't even advertise what they've got. So what are you saying here, Father? You said maybe they think that by forcing you to enter, this is literally what I said, in order to look at the menu, you feel obligated to stay. Yes, I got caught out, but that is why the law was written, to remove the implied obligation. It has also the opposite effect. If I feel manipulated, then I will simply walk away. Ah, you see, that's what I should have done. I should have looked at it and went, you know what, kids, let's just go to McDonald's. I'm not even going to end up spending that much money, and we can have more food, even if I do. I know that I could look at the menu online, but often they don't get updated. I feel like we've both been caught out, but you did the right thing by simply walking away. Oh my God. This problem has actually turned into my problem. I can't believe it. I've been caught out as well. Look, listen. I've been caught out by being scammed. I'm just a sucker, ain't I? British problem. Looks like I'm the one who had the British problem. And I feel very honoured to be reading out your post because you've just... And I've just saw it. I didn't even read it properly. See, everything happens for a reason, doesn't it? Old Father Times. I've been caught out. I don't know what to say. Oh, no. Do you know what? I can't get that money back. And you know, I said today, my cousin come from the US and he wanted fish and chips. I ordered loads of food. Loads. I mean, there was about 10 of us in the house. So I just ordered a lot. And my mum was like, why have you ordered so much food? And I was like, it's always better to have more food than less. And it just makes sense. What if he wanted more battered chips? He's never had battered chips. What if he wanted an extra cod? So I ordered an extra cod, do you know what I mean? What I'm trying to say is, I spent about £70 in total at the chippy, and I had so much food compared to what I bought yesterday. You know what I mean? I spent, 60 quid at frigging Five Guys. Barely anything we've had to eat. And then fish and chippy, good old chip. You can't go wrong with chips. 70 quid. Fed 10 people. I reckon if those same 10 people went to Five Guys with me, my bill would have been about £200. And we still would have been hungry. And that's the whole point I'm trying to make. So, yeah, I got scammed. I can't believe it. Talking about scams, somebody else got scammed. Who? On the weird news. Listen to this. An Indian woman tricks her family into thinking she transformed into a snake. You what, mate? Yeah, an Indian woman pretended she turned into a snake. What is all this about? Should we just find out? Basically, there's a story that sounds more like a folklore than a fact. A young woman in northern India managed to convince her family that she transformed into a snake, all in an elaborate attempt to escape from an arranged marriage. The incident took place in Oria district, a largely rural area in the state of Uttar Pradesh. Now, according to local police and media, the woman was identified as Reena and believed to be in her early 20s, disappearing overnight after carefully staging a scene designed to evoke one of the South Asia's most enduring myths, the legend of Nagin, a shape-shifting serpent woman. When her family awoke, they found her bed empty. It appeared to be shed snakeskin, roughly 5 feet long, along with her clothes, bangles and jewellery, neatly arranged on the mattress. The eerie tableau suggested that she had somehow shed her human form and slithered away as a serpent. So they literally checked on her bed was empty and all they found was snakeskin. That's crazy. For some in the village, the scene was not immediately dismissed as impossible. Some believe the serpent deities and shape-shifting beings has deep roots across parts of rural India. Stories of male serpents and female serpents are woven into Hindu mythology, regional folklore, and even modern television dramas. In these tales, serpents beings can assume human form, often driven by love, revenge, or destiny, while people today view such legends as symbolic or fictional. Authorities were eventually called to investigate what some villagers feared was a supernatural occurrence. But police quickly determined there was nothing mystical about the disappearance. The snake skin turned out has likely been acquired and planted deliberately. The carefully placed clothing and jewellery are part of a calculated effort to sell the illusion. This is amazing, don't you think so? Investigators concluded that Rena had orchestrated the scene to buy time and avoid immediate pursuit. Reports suggest that her family has been arranging a marriage for her, a common practice in many parts of the country. However, she was allegedly involved in a romantic relationship for her own choosing. So basically, she had a boyfriend and thought, what can I do so my family think I've turned into a snake? That's frigging brilliant. By the time her relatives realised the transformation was staged, she and her partner was gone. The story was first reported locally, but it was picked up by a local newspaper. That's amazing. I wonder where she is now. Like, has she disappeared? But the police are searching for the couple, apparently, but no case is often resolved as families locate the missing individuals and determine there's no crime occurred. There isn't any real crime, is there? She just basically ran away. Oh, that's today's weird news story. A woman pretending to be a snake. Brilliant. There we have it. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. I have. I'll see you lot next week, yeah? Take care, folks. Cheddar, cheddar.